This video will show you how to create a table matching item type. This is one of the 3 types that are an online only question type. We are going to create a fraction matching item. This item can actually be used in lots of different ways for different subjects. You can insert pictures, or in my case that I'm making right now, I'm going to insert fractions to match them. And I actually want standard A1. So let's go to this step. Now, this question takes a little bit more time to make because each change that you make on the table changes your answer choices. And so it takes a little bit of time to load. I'm going to now insert my matching table. I do want 3 columns and 3 rows, but here's where I can adjust it. So you'll see it says maximum number of checkboxes, 26. That's the maximum number of checkboxes. They can be, those can be done in any number of columns or rows, as long as you don't exceed 26 checkboxes. So I'm going to say okay. Now, like I said, you'll see it's taking a moment to load. It's just having to save and reformat a lot of data. So you'll see here are all my potential answer choices. I do have 9 potential answers through here. I am going to replace where it says row 1, 2, 3 and column 1, 2, 3 with my words or equations or images. In this case, I am going to be inserting numerical equations. So you'll see right here, it says delay saving. That will delay all of the updating until you are done entering in all of the items. It does make the item creation a little faster. I will show you one as I do it. So I'm going to just add right over top of it. I'm going to add an equation of fraction 1/3. So you'll see it takes the place of 1/3. Now, see how the bottom part down here is loading. It's replacing all of the words row 1 with the fraction 1/3. It will come up in just a moment. If I clicked delay saving, it would allow me to edit all of these choices, and then I could update. And in that case, it would save and update all of this at one time. What I am going to do in essence of time is I'm going to pause the video momentarily. I will add all of my choices in the rows and columns, and then I will restart the video. It will pause it for about half a second for you. All right, now I have everything entered in. I have my rows and columns with my fractions entered in, and you'll see my answer choices have all populated themselves to the answer choice intersection. So row 1 answers are listed first, row 2 possible answers, and row 3's possible answers. So I'm going to go through and mark my correct answers. So in this case, 1/3 and 3/9 would be correct. 1/4 and 2/8 would be correct. And 1/2 and 5/10 would be correct. So I have 3 possible answer choices. So you'll see right here. You can also click enable checkbox clicks to choose your correct answers this way too. Now, I do want to set scoring instructions. This is an auto-corrected type of response. You'll see right here it defaulted to 1 correct point, which means my students had to choose all 3 correct, and it is either all 3 correct and 1 point, or any number of incorrect answers, and they got 0 points. I want to make my scoring a little more lenient than that. So I am going to say 3 points, and I'm going to add a scoring instruction for 3, 2, 1 point, and 0 points. To get 3 points, I'm going to say my students have to get 3 correct answers and 0 incorrect. To get 2 points, they have to select at least 2 correct and a maximum of 1 incorrect. To get 1 point, they have to select 1 correct and a maximum of 2 incorrect answers. And 0 points would be 0 correct answers and any number of incorrect answers. What that means, though, is if my students chose all 9 boxes and they clicked all of them, even though they would technically have 3 correct answer choices, they would exceed the maximum of incorrect answers, which means if they picked all of the answer boxes, they would receive 0 points. So all of these add up to 3. If they pick more than 3 answers, which would be more than 1 in each row or column, if they picked more than 3 answers, they would get 0 points. So that does kind of eliminate the let's choose all of them strategy. So only these 3 are correct. Now, within your directions, you could put a direction that only choose 1 per row or only choose 1 per column. However, in some cases for a table, you might be choosing more than 1 correct item per row or column. It just depends. In my case, I'm just saying to match the equivalent fractions, and that's the whole direction I'm giving. This is where you just want to be strategic about what you are asking your students to do. So down here, I'm going to preview the question. And this is exactly what my students will see. 1/3, you'll see that they are able to click or unclick any of the boxes. And they can choose as many boxes there are. The table matching items do not limit them to a number of choices that they can make. When everything is correct, how I would like it, I can save and finish. There is one more element. When you click on the table, right here, it does give you an option to adjust the table properties. You can adjust everything about it. You can also make your table larger. For this example, I didn't worry about making my table larger. If I was creating this item for a test for my students, I probably would make the boxes a little larger just to make the table easier to work with. Again, that's up to you, but you can edit the size, the color, pretty much anything you'd like to edit on the table. That can be done through the STEM editing. When I am finished, I will click Save and Finish to generate a question, an item ID number. I will use that item ID number right here to either write down or paste into a doc so that when I go to create the test that includes this item, I can easily include it with my test. So that is how to create a table matching item in IO. Thank you.